Hello you lovely Mario Maker person, my name is Ceave and welcome back. Nintendo recently made a very controversial decision and I think they made a huge mistake. I'm usually a huge fan of Nintendo and I really like their games and love Mario Maker, but sometimes I don't understand their decisions and sometimes they are really awkward, like this one. So what happened? A few days ago, Nintendo released a Miiverse post stating that Nintendo from now on will delete courses or wipe out all stars you got if one of your stages included content that the Mario Maker team judges to be a bug in the game. This makes sense in general. Of course Nintendo has to act if someone uploads a course that for example softlocks to Wii U or breaks the game entirely. The weird thing however is what Nintendo seems to classify as a bug. There is this German maker called Hyrulean. You may have seen one of his courses before. He makes fantastic music levels and sometimes levels that feature cool mechanics as well. One of his levels is called Weird World. It's a compilation of small glitches and unexpected mechanics. In this level you have to go through a pipe hidden beneath skewers. You have to grab a mushroom that's out of reach at first glance. You have to stack skeleton roller coasters on top of each other. You spin jump in a very tight area and you have to grab a P-switch which you usually can't reach. That's it basically. In my opinion that's a really cute level that shows some nice little tricks you usually don't see. But Nintendo seemed to have a different opinion regarding this level because they decided to delete it after their Miiverse post. This level was made before the new rules were announced and while getting a level deleted always feels bad, especially if it wasn't breaking any rules at the time it was created, it's not a huge deal. What is a huge deal however is that Nintendo not only decided to delete this course, but to wipe out all stars Hyrulean ever got. And Hyrulean got a lot of stars. In the night from the 11th to the 12th of May, Nintendo wiped over 500,000 stars from Hyrulean's account because of this stage. But not only Hyrulean lost all his stars on this Black Thursday. A maker called Raiden lost over 150,000 stars for similar reasons, and there are probably hundreds of people out there who lost all their shiny stars as well. And there is so much wrong with this decision. First, the level Hyrulean made was really harmless. It was showing people some mechanics they may have never seen before in a safe environment and actually taught them how to use them. The level was made to add something to the community, and there are so many horrific and sadistic levels out there. Hyrulean's stage was not the problem. And even if you decide for some reason to delete such courses, taking away all the stars a person earned is ridiculous. As Nintendo, if you find a course you dislike because it's not in line with your community rules, you delete it and warn the person who made the course. And if this person keeps uploading forbidden levels, you can prevent them from uploading levels at all. But deleting stars is such an incredible stupid thing to do. Nintendo, don't touch the stars people earned. You're a moderator of your community, not a judge. And community punishment should never interact with your game. You created a great game and now you want to ensure that this game is enjoyable in an online environment. If people don't play by the rules, ban them, but don't punish them. The next problem with this decision is that Nintendo decided to change the rules overnight and then started to punish makers who made these courses before the rule was even public. What Hyrulean did was simply not illegal at the time he did it. No judge in a developed country in the world will ever sentence you guilty for something that was legal at the time you did it. But those are all just small problems with this new rule compared to the following problem. How am I supposed to know what is allowed and what is not allowed in the eyes of the Mario Maker team? Is this level still allowed? Here we stack almost 100 power blocks on top of each other and this makes the game lag really hard. If I had to guess, I'd say this is a bug and I get all my stars deleted if I upload such a course. But what about this concept? Here we stack 100 piranhas on top of each other and this makes the game lag as well. Is this forbidden as well? And if it is, what is the allowed amount of stacked piranhas? Is 60 okay? Because then it only lags a little bit. Or is stacking any sort of piranhas forbidden now? Is pipe stacking still allowed or stacking tons of bullet blaster bills? We don't know where the line between allowed and not allowed is, and it's not always clear if something is a feature or a bug. Is P-switch jumping intended or a bug? What about double spring jumps? I seriously have no idea. Before this new rule, it was perfectly clear. If I was able to upload it, it was okay, and that is the only thing that makes sense. This decision made people on Reddit start a campaign called #MakersAgainstFear because no one knows what's allowed now, and if actions your community management take cause people to tweet with an anything against fear hashtag, they probably did something pretty stupid. And there is another point to this whole discussion. Glitch levels are fun. Okay, some people might not enjoy or understand them, but as long as this is a totally fine and valid level, I'm really more worried about other things. Oh, and if you're really worried about glitch levels, go ahead, hire a programmer or two and fix those bugs, because it's definitely not the player's fault if there are mechanics in the game you did not intend to have. So instead of wiping the star count of someone who used something the Mario Maker team considered to be a bug in the game, I suggest the following. The use of glitches should be allowed again, but all players using Hammer Bros should lose all their stars, because that actually would make a lot more sense. Before I end this little video, I have to thank NeoKamek's YouTube channel for allowing me to use his playthrough of Hyrulean stage for this video. If you want to see the full playthrough, there is a link to NeoKamek's video in the description. Let me know what your opinion on this topic is, and I hope you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye.